In this video, a young boy falls asleep on the couch after staying up alone watching TV. But his father wasn't too surprised by this, since his son occasionally sneaks out of his room late at night to watch television while everyone else is asleep. The boy's father, Oscar, later uploaded the footage from their nanny cam to his TikTok account, SadRock4Dad. But on this particular night, December 1st, 2019, his son may have realized that staying up past bedtime wasn't such a good idea after all. And before showing the clip itself, it's important to mention that some very strange things had been happening to this family recently. One night, the family came home late and discovered something disturbing. Their home was swarmed by flies. But the strangest part was that not a single fly was inside the trash bin, sitting right next to the house. Naturally, Oscar and his family were deeply unsettled by what they saw. Going back to the footage, the family believes this incident may somehow be connected to what happened with the flies. His son was fast asleep when the camera captured this. While reviewing the footage, Oscar noticed a figure standing in the hallway, even though nobody else in the house was awake at the time. It's 3 in the morning, and a human-like figure appears out of the darkness. The figure simply stands there without moving at all, but it doesn't go unnoticed by Oscar's son, who had been tossing and turning on the couch moments earlier. And the creepiest part of all is that the figure somehow seems to disappear into thin air, or at least, that's how it appears on camera. Oscar was genuinely disturbed by the footage, and like the rest of his family, he believes this incident may somehow be tied to the strange fly occurrence from earlier. Paranormal or not, the entire situation is incredibly unsettling, and if you don't believe in the paranormal, it becomes even more disturbing, because that would mean an actual intruder may have entered their home that night. This footage was captured on a nanny cam and appears to show a disturbing series of events unfolding late at night. In the video, a father can be seen lying in bed with his son when something unsettling suddenly happens. The bathroom light unexpectedly turns on by itself. The situation already feels eerie, but what happens next makes it even creepier.
Scary friend.
The child then begins repeatedly saying the words, "scary friend." Concerned, the father gets up to check what's happening and walks into the bathroom. But the moment he enters, something even stranger happens back in the bedroom. The bedroom door suddenly slams shut on its own. Was this a case of paranormal activity? Or is there a more logical explanation behind what was caught on camera? The following video comes from a woman named Giselle Duran, who was recently forced to leave her apartment in the middle of the night. Over the past few months, Giselle had been uploading clips from a security camera to her TikTok account, giselle.du. The camera was originally installed to keep an eye on her children inside the apartment, but strangely, most of the footage was recorded on the nights when the kids were staying at their grandmother's house, leaving Giselle completely alone. For the most part, the videos were just ordinary recordings of her living room. But in nearly every clip, something strange would happen, events that many now believe eventually led to the breakdown she recently experienced. And without further explanation, the following footage is genuinely unsettling. It all started with a video she uploaded in late March of 2026 while she was home alone doing laundry. But then, completely out of nowhere, this happens. At first, it may not seem like a big deal, But this moment marked the first truly strange incident inside her apartment. Giselle initially brushed off the incident with her phone suddenly flying across the room as a random accident, but she never expected something like it to happen again. Only this time, she no longer believed it was a coincidence. On March 28, 2026, she captures this on camera, and it's at this point that Giselle begins to feel like something may actually be messing with her. Almost as if something didn't want the lights turned off, they immediately switch back on moments after she turns them off herself. Looking back at the previous incident, it suddenly feels far less random. Although none of these events had fully terrified her yet, one incident came dangerously close, and it happened on April 2nd, 2026. While Giselle was fixing a shoelace inside her closet, this happens. It's difficult to notice at first, but something within this area genuinely frightens her. At normal speed, it's almost impossible to spot, but when the footage is scrubbed back and forth, the bag sitting on the table appears to move on its own, almost as if it's alive. Naturally, this deeply disturbed Giselle, and after this incident, she decided to take things more seriously. Like the previous events, she couldn't explain how the bag moved or what exactly touched her. And perhaps that's the creepiest part of this entire story. By this point, everything that had happened convinced her that something was seriously wrong with the apartment. Now, even the smallest noise makes her jump, and she no longer wants to bring her children back to live in that place. Then one night, after being awakened by a sound inside her room, this happens.
Obviamente no me voy a levantar a ver qué es, pero tengo miedo. Temblando del miedo. Si pasa... No mames. No mames. Creo que hay alguien atrás de la puerta. O algo. Tengo miedo. Tal vez era mi imaginación o mi mal. Pero salí corriendo de ahí porque ya no puedo. Ya no puedo. Ya no sé qué hacer. Son las 4 de la mañana. Pero sé que había algo ahí, sé que miré algo y no estoy loca. No estoy loca. Tengo que entrar a trabajar al rato y no he dormido nada. Estoy nerviosa, no sé qué está.
This is the moment it finally becomes clear why Giselle was so terrified in the video. It wasn't just whatever appeared near her door that night, but all the previous incidents leading up to it that ultimately pushed her over the edge. Already on the verge of panic, she runs out of the room, barely even acknowledging the dark figure near the doorway, unsure whether it was still there or had already disappeared. The only thing she wanted was to get out of there as fast as possible. So Giselle gets in her car and drives straight to her children at their grandmother's house, where she ultimately decides to stay for good. The following video is similar to many other nanny cam recordings that appear to capture something strange and unexplained. A woman named Joanna uploaded this footage after noticing something unusual inside the bedroom of her young daughter, Evelyn. Evelyn is Joanna's first child. Before giving birth to her, Joanna suffered 2 devastating miscarriages. Because of this, she's always been extremely protective of her daughter and frequently checks on her through a nanny cam. One night, while looking at the camera feed, Joanna notices a strange glowing object near Evelyn's crib.
Okay. That's not possible. What the f is that? What is that? What is it? Look at the way, look! It's lingering. Is it the light outside? Like... There's no pinhole, empty, like, the curtains, I pulled the curtains closed. And it's not leaving. It's getting near her. Oh my god. Did she just touch it? Where did it go?
A small orb of light appears to float around the child, moving near the crib without ever leaving the area around it. But what makes the footage even stranger is that Evelyn herself seems to notice the light as well, following it with her eyes, as though she's trying to interact with it. After Joanna shared the video online, viewers quickly began coming up with their own theories about what was captured. Some believe it could be the spirit of one of Joanna's unborn children watching over Evelyn. Others think it may have been a guardian angel or some kind of unknown entity. Whatever the truth may be, Joanna says the footage comforts her more than it scares her. To her, it feels as though someone else may also be watching over her daughter. This video was posted by a mother on August 13th, 2025, after her Ring camera captured something deeply unsettling while her daughter was alone downstairs. It had only been about a month and a half since the woman and her daughter moved into this new house, and after what happened that night, she no longer feels certain that staying there is safe. While the mother was upstairs taking a shower, her daughter was alone in the kitchen, and then, suddenly, this happens.
Time blowing off steam. But now, at the casino, she's playing to avenge Paul's death. She lures Victor into a trap, letting him gain his confidence, win a few hands, just to see what his tendencies are. But then she goes for the throat.
Within 4 hours, Sally has cleaned Victor out, winning the entire $100,000 pot.
Frequently in a poker game like this, because the stakes are so high and emotions are so high, these disputes are carried away from the poker table. You would become so angry that you would act out violently.
Instead of just leaving the game this time, Sally's scared.
Clutching her arm, the girl immediately runs upstairs and tells her mother that someone, or something, touched her. The woman froze after hearing the kind of words no parent would ever want to hear from their own child. But unfortunately, there also appeared to be evidence. Something had seemingly left a mark on the girl's forearm. According to the mother, the photo of the mark was taken only minutes after her daughter told her what happened. She then went back and reviewed the footage from the downstairs cameras, but after seeing nobody else nearby, she had no idea what to make of the situation. But after noticing the bag on the couch moving by itself, along with a small object seemingly flying toward her daughter on its own, she started to believe that whatever happened may have been supernatural. Paranormal or not, her daughter's sudden panic and the strange mark left on her arm are undeniably disturbing. A mother sets up a camera inside her daughter's bedroom and ends up capturing something genuinely unsettling. According to the mother, she decided to place the camera in her daughter's room after noticing that the child kept waking up at around the same time every single night. She would often hear strange noises coming from the bedroom, and at times, it even sounded as though another voice was inside the room with her daughter. Hoping to finally figure out what was happening at night, the mother installed a camera in the room, but she had no idea that the footage she captured would leave her deeply disturbed. In the video, her daughter suddenly wakes up and begins talking as if she's having a conversation with someone else. And what makes this even stranger is that incidents like this had reportedly been happening regularly, usually late at night. This is what the camera captured. According to the mother, her daughter may have been speaking to a spirit. She believes it could possibly have been the girl's grandmother, who had recently passed away. The woman can't stop thinking about it, especially because her daughter speaks to the supposed presence the same way she normally talks to family members. Considering that all of this happened late at night, along with the fact that the camera itself appears to shift slightly on its own at the beginning of the clip, the mother believes the footage may be paranormal. And while it's impossible to know for certain what was really happening, the footage is undeniably strange. A mother hides a camera inside her daughter's bedroom and ends up capturing something genuinely disturbing. The video was originally posted by a woman named Leo Lords, a mother who had recently moved into a new home with her young daughter. Not long after moving in, Leo began noticing that her daughter would constantly talk to what she described as an imaginary friend. Now, while imaginary friends are fairly common among young children, there was something about this one that deeply unsettled Leo.
Hey, so we are just moving in. It's such a mess. I'm sorry, but we're moving into this old house. And my daughter has been talking to an imaginary friend, except for it feels really real. Obviously, it's an imaginary friend, but it's been weirding me out. And I'm wondering if something is triggering it or why it's happening. So I put this camera down and I'm just gonna let it run and we'll see.
Wanting to find out what was happening inside her daughter's room when nobody else was around, she set up a nanny cam and left it recording 24/7. At first, the camera captured nothing unusual, but one evening after dinner, Leo's daughter walks into her bedroom and begins playing with her so-called imaginary friend. And what happens next is incredibly strange.
Hey guys, this is what the camera picked up, captured, whatever, a couple nights ago. And I'm freaked out. I really don't know what to make of this.
It looks beautiful and funny. What you was doing? Do you want to play? Do you want to? Do you want to sleep? Come on, please.
At one point, the bedroom door somehow opens completely on its own. Clearly confused and frightened, Leo's daughter slowly walks out of the room. But as unsettling as that already is, if you listen carefully to the audio, a deep rumbling noise can suddenly be heard coming from nowhere. The sound happens at the exact moment the door opens by itself. Because of this, Leo can't stop thinking that whatever opened the door may have also been responsible for the noise, and in her mind, her daughter's imaginary friend may somehow be connected to whatever happened that night. To this day, she still hasn't been able to figure out what exactly occurred, but the question remains, was this truly something paranormal, or is there another explanation behind what was caught on camera? This footage was captured by a security camera in Sarasota, Florida, back in June of 2013. According to the homeowners, the young girl involved was not harmed in any way, although the camera itself was reportedly damaged afterward. But the strangest part is that the family was never able to figure out how this person dressed as a clown managed to get into the house and leave without triggering the alarm. Even more bizarre, there were no signs of forced entry anywhere inside the home. Following the incident, the family decided to move out of state and requested to remain anonymous. To this day, nobody knows who the person in the footage really was, and while it's impossible to know for certain whether the video is real or staged, it's still undeniably creepy to watch.